Welcome to Mission Control Houston. Today, the Try and Prove It show will be conducting an integrated field test. The internet can speculate on all kinds of secret transmitter systems, but here on the Try and Prove It show, we have to prove it.
Please set the hot queue to armed.
System is armed.
Minus 5, 4, 3, start sequence, 1, 5. Nominal under pressure.
Well, welcome back to Try and Prove It, friends. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday evening. I am joined by Jordan Henshaw, and we have a special guest with us this evening, Amry, aka Fedboy, who we will introduce to you in just a few moments. Here at Try and Prove It, if you are joining us for the first time, or if you have been with us a few times, you already know that we do not just react to the news cycle, we put it on the witness stand. You've seen several times now, hopefully, that we focus on the Charlie Kirk case, but we are open to many different conspiracies, many different news events, and we don't just marry our first theory, we cross-examine it, you guys. When the state is cracking down on what teachers can say about this alleged assassination, and in this case, Charlie's former security chief is suing over being dragged into a supposed plot, you can't just pick a narrative and ride it into the sunset. Here, we test it, we stress it, and if the facts don't fit, we're not afraid to throw it out, start it all over again, and bring in some other folks to, explore it and see where we end up. And we love having all of you here along for the ride and to help us poke holes in everyone's theories and ideas. So, with all that said, Jordan, do you have any first initial thoughts? How are you doing on this Thursday evening?
I'm doing great. I want to share what just happened on Jesse on Fire stream. Then we did another stream that I did with the guy he was interviewing. The guy he was interviewing had a brand new theory on what physically happened to Charlie Kirk. He might come on the show soon, maybe next week, maybe some other week. A completely new theory that I hadn't heard before. And I was really excited about his theory, about hearing it, because he might know the answer and I might not know the answer. It's perfectly possible that someone else out there has the right answer and my answer is wrong. That's what we want to do here. We do not want to assume that I know the answer, that Keli knows the answer. We want to always second guess ourselves and think, what if I'm wrong? Every time I do these field tests that we do on the weekend, like a lot of the times, Keli will tell you, I text her, what if I'm wrong? Like, it's possible that I'm wrong. It's possible that we're wrong. That's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on, like, we want to constantly second guess ourselves. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Like, we have a lot of evidence on our side, but what we do here, especially on these nights, like, why are we bringing on another Fed narrative person? Because they might be right. Why would we have US 9/11 on? Why would we have ECO on? Because they might be right. We always have to keep that possibility in mind, because, like, I haven't solved it yet. I haven't reproduced every single observable yet. Keli hasn't completely solved the mystery yet. She got pretty close with her video the other night, though. But we could be wrong, and we always have to keep that in mind. So that's what we're doing here. And who knows, maybe Amry will convince me of something. Maybe he'll tell me something that I didn't know before. Maybe he'll find a flaw that I've never seen before. That's what we're doing tonight. And I think it's my time now to introduce Amry, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So Amry, I pronounced it Amry. It's Amry. He,
Oh, and sorry, Jordan, I did want to just call out real quick. Because I wanted to mention, as our audience said, and I forgot to say this, Captain Slick 76 said, I left my stuff at the door, as Keli says, and I meant to say this. Thank you so much. I left this line out of the beginning. What I always like to mention is, you guys, if you could leave your preconceived notions at the door. This is what we ask when you're in this space. Please just enter with an open mind and, just be open to possibilities when you're hearing people out, and just approach this space and hear people out for what they have to say. That's all we ask.
Yeah, it's really useful
you,
to
Jordan.
start. It's really useful to start with an empty context window. To start with no preconceived notions. Amry, I was introduced to him when he was asking. We were supposed to do a field test over this past weekend, and we ended up scrubbing because we want to start focusing more on quality and making sure everything is perfect, because we've already done so many tests. I've done like 1 million tests, and then we've done 5 together out in the field in the middle of nowhere. And this next test we have coming, we want it to be really, really good. So that's why we're taking extra time on this one. And it is going to be really good. We have a lot, like basically everything is redesigned. So it's going to be great. Amry wanted to join the spaces that was going to be associated with that last test, but that was canceled because it was scrubbed. And so he was asking me about that. And I said, I can start up a space later on, aside from that, and you can join and we can talk. And he said, sure. And so we set that up and agreed to a time. And he came on, and we had, I think, like an hour-long discussion, maybe. I don't remember how long it was. I think I went to a couple other people at the end. I think Blake was in there too. But we had a really nice discussion. We went through some of the things that I'm sure we're going to go through tonight. And he was very respectful. It was great conversation. And we're going to continue that tonight. And if you want to check that out, you can go over to my X and look for that spaces. It's at Jordan Henshaw HQ on X, and Keli is Keli Rabon on X. But that was a great spaces. I really enjoyed that conversation, and I look forward to hearing from you more tonight. So yeah, we're just basically going to continue that conversation, but within a certain format. Back to Keli.
All right. So the general format of the evening will kind of be a little bit back and forth, and we're going to allow some time for each side to share their stories. And I'm going to be keeping time. So, Amry, I'm going to first toss it over to you. So if you're ready, you'll be allowed 5 to 15 minutes to present your view of what happened to Charlie and why. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, so
fantastic.
My name's Amry. I'm a full-time idiot, part-time skeptic, and I started looking into this case, and I was, I really wanted to be on y'all's side. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to be a griff slopper so bad. I was like, Candace Owens is right. There's something weird here. And the more I looked at the evidence, the more I started to realize, you know what? I honestly, I'm leaning more towards the Fed slop. I think this is actually what's happening here. And as I examined a lot of the evidence, that's basically the conclusion I came to. And so essentially what I believed happened is I believe Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk with the 30-06. I think he used a jacketed soft point or a jacketed hollow point of a lower grain bullet weight. I think early on the morning of September 10th, he drove 266 miles from St. George to Orem, where he spent roughly about 4 to 6 hours scouting out a sniper's perch and an escape route. I think once the route was determined, he strategically parked his car approximately about 1/3 of a mile away from campus, just north of South 800 West. I think he then changed clothes, grabbed his disassembled rifle, concealing it on his person, and walked onto the campus. Where he stashed this rifle, I believe is I think he took the stock and I think he stuck it in his right front pant leg. I think he took the barrel, put it in his left waistband. And I believe the bolt, the trigger guard assembly, the 2 mounting screws, the screwdriver, and the ammunition he wrapped in a black towel, which was stashed in his backpack with a change of clothes. I think he then walked down 800 West onto campus, and then he then entered the computer science building, crossing the causeway, which led to the roof of the Lucy Center. Once he was on the roof of the Lucy Center, I think he removed the towel. I think he assembled his rifle in approximately 60 to 90 seconds, and I think he took his position on the sniper's perch. After that, we all know what happens. He shoots Charlie Kirk in the neck. He wraps the assembled rifle in a towel and begins to exfiltrate the scene. He jumps off the roof of the Lucy Center, leaving his screwdriver behind. He runs across the grassy knoll, holding the rifle vertically while wrapped in the towel close to his person to try to conceal it from the public. I think he darts across Campus Drive towards the UVU Army ROTC building into the woods, heading north on 800 West, where he stops in the woods, changes clothes, and ultimately ditches the rifle. The reason I believe he ditched the rifle is because he didn't have an unsurveilled path to his vehicle. So he hoped to double back when the coast was clear. However, I don't think he could, because I think as reports flooded in of what happened at UVU, I think police presence became greater. I think maybe there was pedestrians where he couldn't get a clear beeline to his car. And ultimately, it wound up foiling his plans of retrieval. Now, the reason I believe most of this is because of, I think, the substantial amount of evidence there is. We have Robinson's DNA on the rifle, the towel, the spent casing, 3 out of the 4 unspent casings, and his DNA on the screwdriver, which was left on the roof of the Lucy Center. We also have CSLI data obtained through a search warrant affidavit, number 3214411, placing his cell phone at or near UVU campus. We have a documented license plate run of Robinson's gray Challenger by an on-duty officer at the perimeter of the scene, placing Robinson's car there roughly in the ballpark between 6 and 6:20. We have multiple security cameras of Robinson and his car, placing him in and around the campus. We also have a time-stamped photo of Robinson at a Dairy Queen in Orem at 6:38, which aligns with him leaving the perimeter. Now, we do have the physical note, I guess a picture of it, and with the recent stuff that's come out about the, I think, Exhibit 3996, I believe, R2, this has caused me to question a lot of the Discord messages. So I'm not one that's completely focused on my bias, where my bias has to be right. If I'm introduced evidence that says otherwise and is contrary to what I've been told, then I'm willing to capitulate and accept that. But that is ultimately where I stand on it. I think the motive is strongly linked to maybe his love for Lance Twiggs. I think if you look into the background of Lance Twiggs and who he was, I think he was developing psychosis through heavy use of psychedelics. I think eventually he was having psychotic episodes and becoming more political, because if you look back at the Discord logs between Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs, you'll see that pretty much they were very apolitical from 2020 up until about 2024. And then that's when Lance Twiggs started becoming more political. And I think eventually he had some sort of psychotic episode, maybe several, where he started blaming Charlie Kirk for a lot of his issues and maybe his mental suffrage. And I think Tyler Robinson might have took that to heart, maybe too much so. And I think ultimately that was his motive to do so. And I think Lance might have even known about it. And the reasons that the messages seem so coerced is because maybe they had planned, if Robinson had left a piece of evidence behind or he wasn't able to get out of there quickly, they would pull off some sort of text message exchange to where it would exonerate Lance. And that's basically where I'm at.
All right. That was a lot.
I'm sorry, you
Thank
said 5 to
so
15
much.
minutes. I was trying to make
I
it
think
quick.
that was solid. No, that was great. I mean, hey, I appreciate it. You came prepared, and the audience certainly felt like you came prepared as well, and they appreciate it. They appreciate it. Jordan, now would you like to take your 5 minutes to present your field testing campaign? Oh, you are muted right now.
Yes, I'm trying to get those videos pulled up now as we speak. So I want to show you some stuff as well as talk about stuff. I am going to share my screen and share screen and entire screen. My apologies, I should have done this in the interim there. I guess we can share audio. Share. And now we can go into this view and add to stage. There we go. Perfect. Now we can flip the overlay there. And there we go. All right. So how do we tell the difference between things that are likely to be true and things that are not likely to be true? So one person says that this is what happened to Charlie Kirk, and then someone else says that's what happened to Charlie Kirk. We propose cavitation as a theory for what happened to the shirt. We propose a exploding microphone as a theory for what happened to the shirt. We can propose all these different theories. And this person might sound smart, that person might sound smart, but at the end of the day, how do we figure out who's right? Nobody seems to agree. We have a click over here, we have a click over there. They're all fighting with each other. There's all this drama, and nobody agrees. Who is the final judge? How do we figure out who's actually right? The government's not going to tell us. They only care about Tyler Robinson. They don't care about the shirt. They don't care about the necklace. They don't care about the microphone. They're not doing reconstructions. All they care about is the Lozy Center roof and what happened there. So how do we figure out who's right? That's what the field testing that I do is for. If you want to say that someone else should believe your theory, you should be able to demonstrate that your theory can actually reproduce what we see happen to Charlie Kirk. If you want to say that a rifle shot or a bullet is what caused what happened to Charlie Kirk, you should be able to do some kind of test, even if it's in a computer simulator, that demonstrates that a bullet will cause the same thing that we see happen to Charlie Kirk in a simulation. We should be able to repeat it. Repeatability is super important to this. When I first started trying to figure out what happened to a shirt, like the first thing that we see happen to a shirt is it yanks all the way up to his ear. The necklace is thrust out and it comes out like this and back around his side. The pendant shoots into the neck. The back of the shirt puffs out first. How do we explain this? Like, we can come up with all these different theories, but it's just people talking. We don't know who's right. So when I tried to figure out who is right, I went into the simulator. I simulated exploding mic theory. I simulated cavitation theory. I simulated rifle shot from this area, from that area, cavitation up here, cavitation in the head, cavitation in the lower chest, cavitation right here. None of the cavitation worked. None of the explosions worked. It was never even remotely close when I did the necklace simulation in the simulator. So, like, okay, let's look at what does the behavior look like. When we look at the images of Charlie Kirk from the day during the event when he was supposedly shot, what does it look like? Well, the pendant shoots up and the entire necklace shoots up and the shirt shoots up. Everything is shooting up. It looks like there's a leaf blower in his lap. So you go into the simulator and you put a leaf blower in his lap. You put a wind force vector down there. And what do you know? It works. You put a leaf blower in Charlie Kirk's lap and it reproduces exactly what we see happen to the chain. Cavitation couldn't do it. Exploding mic couldn't do it. Cavitation in the chest, not a chance. Cavitation in the neck, not a chance. It doesn't work. But you put a leaf blower in his lap and it works. So is there an explosive device down there? No, because the shirt didn't move. Or the shirt was still fine. It didn't get burned or it didn't get cut or anything. Shirt's fine. It looks like there's a leaf blower in his lap. So that's what I simulated. And this is a continuation of that. In the real world, I went and tried to figure out, okay, how do I actually reproduce this? And what narrative can we present that explains why you would have effectively a leaf blower in his lap. This is one of the tests. And that was the last test that we did. This is another test that I did. And there I'm demonstrating that you can't see anything on my belly, as we can see on Charlie Kirk on the day, because we can see his belly in one shot. So I'm demonstrating it again there. And here's another demonstration.
Actually, I can't. Yeah, we can read.
One.
So these are the types of tests that I do and that Keli and I do. We want to prove that our theory is likely to be true by demonstrating that it can actually reproduce what we observe on the day. So that's what the field testing is about. That's why we're doing it. We want to figure out who's actually right. We don't want to just say words and make arguments. We want to do science. We want to figure out, we want to test hypotheses to figure out which hypotheses can actually be true. We're not proving that it is true. Science doesn't say this must be true. We know this for certain. No, it says we're going to come up with multiple hypotheses and then test them to figure out which ones can be true and which ones can't be true. So far, it seems as though faked death theory is the only one that can be true. And that's my presentation there.
All right. So I would like to turn it back over to our resident Fedboy of the evening. Would you like to ask any questions of Jordan about his campaign, testing campaign?
I guess ultimately you're approaching it from like a scientific method standpoint, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I guess question one, I'd like to know what your hypothesis is, and question two, I'd like to know what your prediction is, just to be very concrete.
My hypothesis is that what physically happened to Charlie Kirk was a Squib device intended to cause the appearance that Charlie Kirk was shot by a 30-06 to the neck. And my prediction is that he's still alive. But that's not really the prediction you would do in an experiment. Here's a good prediction that I can throw at you. I would predict that there is a very small hole in the back of on the backdrop of the tent. I would predict that there's a hole that you wouldn't see in a normal camera angle because it's too far away. But I would predict that there's a hole there that would have been placed there to sort of pretend as though it had been shot, because my theory incorporates an exit wound, which means that there would have had to have been a hole and they would have collected the bullet later, but it would have just been fired into water and they just throw it on the ground. But the prediction I would make is that there is a hole in that backdrop.
Okay. So if you wind up, let's say, 100% replicating exactly what you see on camera, which I believe is just an anomaly, what in your mind does that prove?
It doesn't prove anything. It does prove that it is a candidate explanation. It proves that the explanation can reproduce what we see.
Okay. So it proves that you can replicate what you see on camera.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it proves that the explanation I'm providing can be true.
Because you can replicate it?
Because I can demonstrate it.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think that's very fair. I would agree with that. I just wanted to clarify to make sure I wasn't making any assumptions or anything like that.
Okay. Any more questions?
So do you believe that he faked his death ultimately? Is that like the ultimate position?
That's the hypothesis. what I say, and I think Kelly's with me on this, is we can reason about what happened under that tent because we have direct visual evidence of what happened under that tent, but we can't reason about what happened in the van. So I won't speak for Keli, but as she would say, like, she doesn't think that he went there that day thinking that he was going to walk out, meaning that he was probably going to be carried out. I tend to agree with that. I cannot reason about what happened in the van or what happened afterwards, but what I see is not consistent with death.
Okay.
Is that correct, Keli?
Yes, that's the way that I have consistently summarized my theory. Yep.
Okay. So ultimately, you don't think he's dead, right?
I think it's
Yes.
more likely that he's alive. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I
But
guess
again,
the reason
we can't attest to what may have happened once he got into that vehicle. You know,
And after.
right,
yeah.
right. I get that. Okay. Well, I guess what would your response be to, you know, court documents releasing information and transcripts regarding the autopsy? Do you think that the autopsy is fake?
I would ask, why should we believe what the autopsy says?
Well, why wouldn't you?
Well,
I mean, it's a
just
genuine
piece of
question. I'm just
paper.
curious. I'm just curious as to, like, why wouldn't you? Like, do you think that someone faked it and they're like, what's your reasoning for not believing it?
I trust what I see with my own eyes more than I trust a government piece of paper.
Okay. So I guess my next question would be that if he is still alive, it just, I have to rack my brain on this. And, you know, if he did fake his own death, I think we mentioned this briefly at the end of our last conversation we had in Spaces, but I guess I wanted to bring it up because you had to go. You know, I know suicide in and of itself isn't a crime, but it almost always results in fraud, right? And so when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, you know, they set up a Give, Send, Go and a GoFundMe page, and they raised about $10 million. Now, that money was donated directly to the Kirk family. That's where the money went. And at the death of Charlie Kirk, his net worth was roughly $12 million. Now, if that's the case, then, and he's still alive, Charlie Kirk would have effectively doubled his net worth upon faking his death. This would be considered felony fraud on a major scale, because what you're effectively doing is you're faking your death and using it as a catalyst to solicit donations from uninformed people of the public. So my question is, why would a multimillionaire who positions himself in the public eye as this, like, conservative Christian with, like, these moral traditional values risk not only, like, legal prosecution, but also the reputation and credibility of not only himself, but TPUSA Foundation and the Republican Party? Because in my mind, that just seems like a huge risk when you could just simply step away and step down and you don't have to worry about being assassinated, right? I mean, I think that's a pretty reasonable question.
I'm going to phone a friend, Keli. I think she has a much better answer than I do.
Yes. I mean, look, I do think that this is a very valid question. And potentially a lot of powerful people would be on the hook, but there are a few different alternatives based on the reasoning for him needing to exit stage right. Okay. If he was potentially an asset, if this was an op the entire time, okay, we are never going to, either way, we are never going to hear from, see, whatever, Charlie Kirk ever again. He is effectively gone one way or another. His character is over. is my belief. It just is. Also, maybe he wasn't the one that set these things up. Maybe people were they were funding Erica and the kids, or they were funding the conservative movement. They were funding what Charlie stood for. I mean, there's all different ways that you can justify it, I guess. And then the other thing is these donations, like the Give, Send, Go and all of these things, they're not even tax deductible, which is kind of a really weird thing. So you would really have to look at the specific language and the specific, I guess, the call for action, the specific wording of each of those individual campaigns.
And
it's not going to feel good. Yeah.
I would add to that, people commit fraud every day. So.
And I would add to that too, it's pretty likely that they were already committing fraud. Yeah. Okay. For years.
Yeah. I get that, but I think it's just and I know y'all consider him a character, and that's fine, but I guess none of us in this conversation right now knew him specifically, so we can't really speak to his character of who he actually was because we just don't know, right? But
that's right. Yep.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's just so hard for me to wrap my mind around someone like that committing fraud at that scale. And on top of that, you have to consider, you got this 22-year-old kid, Tyler Robinson, who's arrested and is currently being charged with the murder. And if Charlie Kirk's alive, then he's more than likely aware this is happening. And if that's the case, that's not only obstructive of justice, but isn't that conspiring to set someone up, which, if proven, would not only open up more legal consequences, but like an astronomical lawsuit for the Robinson family. And it would.
Who's to say that he was not a willing patsy?
I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that a 22-year-old kid with the rest of his life ahead of him is just going to say, yeah, I'm willing to throw that all away. Like, I mean, maybe he was radicalized. Maybe, I've considered that. But I don't know, from the brief online presence I've seen of him, it just seems like he was just kind of a boring kid. Like, he's not really interesting. He just plays video games a lot. He loves to fish. And then, he was a hunter when he was a kid. But, he just, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. And then you have to consider the family man angle of Charlie Kirk. Like, he's a husband, a father, and a son. And if he faked his own death, then he would potentially risk never seeing his family again or limiting access to them by like an insane margin. And I guess why would any rational person do this? Like, he's not a politician. He doesn't hold office. He doesn't make policies. He doesn't send troops to foreign nations. He's a debater, an activist who, granted, does have some swing.
Hold on. He doesn't send troops to foreign nations?
Yeah, he doesn't send troops to foreign nations because he's not a politician.
Yeah, but he has influence over that, right?
He has influence and sway in the Republican Party, sure, but he doesn't make those decisions.
Does he have influence and sway over the decisions made about where troops are going right now?
No, I don't think he does.
Okay. Well, I would like to share with you that he was a hugely influential figure in the White House in this administration, reportedly, specifically against sending troops overseas like we are now. And I would propose that influence was what perhaps a motivating factor here.
I mean, it could be, that's definitely worth speculating on. But at the same time, I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of other things he disagreed with that happened anyway,
Or so maybe I guess Trump didn't really care about him. Like, I don't know. At the end of the day, like, how much does Trump really care about somebody or not? Do any of us really know? People seem to be dispensable to the guy. Like, one day he's, into them, one day he's not. it's hard to say. I'm gonna be really honest. As we started this space, as we started the show tonight, saying that we're constantly checking ourselves, like I battle with that every day. I'm gonna be honest. Like the guy changes his opinions at the drop of a dime. So I don't know.
And that's very fair.
I already forget what your main contention there was.
It was the family man angle. It was basically just, why would someone who's a husband, father, and a son basically almost eliminate or limit access to his family? Like he won't be able to, see his daughter get married, go to her graduation. These are all factors that play into it. He'll never be able to see his parents again. Maybe. I mean, if he truly is alive, then maybe they could arrange something. But either way, and that ties into like organization, like, all these people that are tied to maybe helping cover this up, a leak could go through. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of questions there that just like I could poke a lot of holes in this.
Are you aware of how much controversy there is over whether or not his kids are actually his kids?
I'm aware, but I don't buy it. It just seems like nonsense. I think it's perfectly reasonable to not want to have your children photographed in public and want to hide their faces. Because,
Kelly,
there's pictures of Erica Kirk pregnant, Yeah, you could argue and say...
Pictures? Please. Pictures?
No. Yeah, there are no pictures of her pregnant. There's a picture, visibly pregnant. But there is a picture of an ultrasound, but I don't remember when Keli said it could have been a miscarriage. We don't know. But Keli, why is it not crazy? You had quite the reaction there.
Yeah. I mean, I think so here's the way that I think, because I do know, people in various levels of foreign service. And I just think, like, could the entire organization be an op? And it just seems so strange to me that he was selected at 18 years old. This one guy just so happened to be picked to run this organization, all of this money pushed into him. And, it's a fantastical idea, right? And this entire story is fantastical. And so I just have a really tough time with it. And then the fact that his parents are not vocal, they're not around. Look, okay, as a mom myself, I don't care. I'm a private person or not. You better believe if my kid was killed, I'm going to be loud. Sorry, come after me.
Especially with this much controversy around it.
Yeah. I'm going to speak out at least once, I'm going to speak out. I don't care. So
we're not convinced of anything about his family life.
Yeah. So the family stuff, I'm not buying it.
That picture I saw, my bad. I made a mistake. That was just JD Vance. My fault. No, I'm just having a good time. The post I found is...
That's okay. And I got a little animated on the moment talk.
The face, I think it was the picture I found was, it was on Facebook, so I can't verify that. It could be fake. So that's fine. Yeah, you're right. I can't find any pictures of her actually pregnant.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for. Little pushback on the mama talk.
Any other questions of us?
I don't know. Right now, I think that's about it.
All right, let's go to the next one then, shall we? I think the next one is the problems with the evidence against Tyler Robinson. I think, Keli, you had that one.
Okay, so we can talk about, let's start with talking about, you mentioned all of these different photos, locations that Tyler Robinson was documented at being at. How do we know that that's Tyler Robinson?
We don't know. We just, know that the evidence based on DNA, his car, and cell phone CSLI data just suggests that it's him.
Could someone else have his cell phone in their possession?
Yeah, and I've thought about that. Yeah, someone else could have his cell phone, his car, his gun, place his DNA there, but like I just find that highly unlikely to have
Place his
all
DNA?
of that.
Has your cell phone or something, ever been misplaced or borrowed or stolen or anything like that?
Places
No, actually,
DNA
it
where?
hasn't.
Oh man,
On
mine has. Darn.
it places DNA where? On the rifle, on
On what
the
rifle?
on the 30-06.
Okay, that's just a rifle in the woods, though, right? Or in a chicken coop?
Yeah, but also on the screwdriver that was found on the roof of the Lucy Center that matched the DNA on the rifle.
Could we do a fact check on that? I forget what the final verdict on that was. Is that still...
Yeah, I have sources. The sources from Associated Press. It was corroborated with BBC News, The Guardian, and Salt Lake Tribune.
As of
No.
what date?
Give me a second. I'll click and pull it up.
Because from what I understand, there is absolutely no DNA evidence of Tyler Robinson collected at the location of the crime. Not even on college campus.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it was only on the gun, but it was with like multiple other people, or 5 or 7 other.
And it was on a gun.
Yeah. Yeah. The gun that was recovered at this place.
Right, in the
The
woods.
gun that was recovered at the chicken coop.
So yeah, this is from the Salt Lake
5.
Tribune. It's March 31st, 2026.
And what's the
Well, what's the
context?
source?
Yeah.
Because I go by the court documents, by like the arrest affidavit and the charging documents.
Right. Well, that's where most of these people get their stuff. It's just the transcript.
But what does the sentence say? I'm sorry, I don't have the court documents pulled up right this second. My computer is moving like
Give me a second.
after my 23-minute video, I've got to unload 50 gigs of stuff off of my computer right now. So that's, if you see my screen glitching, that's what's going on.
You know it better than I do. Which one should I get? The charging document, Keli?
It's not the charging document. It's stuff that has just been released within the last few weeks. That it's going to be hard to pull unless actually you go to what's her name? Is it
Andrea?
Andrea? Yeah, to her site. Yep.
It says the DNA hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed and matched to the suspect in custody.
Where? All right, I'll pull this up now. Going to this one,
and I mean, I think that's probably a quote from Kash Patel, more than likely. So do with that information what you will.
Well, she has this depth versus herd. We don't care about that. Is it here? Opening brief. Wait, that's
what I said. I need a data center. Yeah, that's exactly what I need.
Wait, I thought you said on her website. Is this not her website?
Yeah, she has a website with where she puts all the court docs.
This is Johnny Depp.
Okay, well, she has a Tyler Robinson. Hold on, now I just made the screen large. Okay. Well, you're going too fast. Okay, documents. Can you click on documents at the top?
It's just Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Okay. Well, maybe scroll. Maybe go click on the home then. Maybe, I mean, her user interface maybe isn't that great. It's like on her site, but I always download them officially from, well, maybe she took them off. I don't know.
Oh, isn't she a Fed slopper too?
She is, but okay.
My kin.
Golly. All right. Well, if I glitch out here, then y'all don't get upset, okay?
But anyway, what we were saying was they're like, okay, the only DNA evidence was on a screwdriver. Is it a crime to have a screwdriver on a
Not at all.
rooftop? No. But
Not
it
at
does.
all.
Okay.
But it does
But
make
could
implications.
someone else have put the screwdriver there?
Yeah, someone else could have, but I mean, it just seems highly unlikely in my opinion.
And I do want to mention about the screwdriver. I don't know if it was mentioned in these most recent documents, but I will say in the probable cause statement and in the oh my gosh, now the word is escaping me. But anyway, in the two most important documents that were initially filed, the charging documents, there was no mention of screwdriver whatsoever. It only was stated by Kash Patel. And it was like, that's really weird. Okay. He says screwdriver, but it was not mentioned in the most important documents.
I thought it was in the chart. It was in the arrest affidavit.
It was not. No, I promise you. I can pull both of those up. It was not in either document. It was only out of Kash's mouth.
Then it probably didn't happen.
Promise you.
Yeah, I have zero results for screwdriver on the arrest affidavit. I stand corrected yet again. This has happened like 20 times now. Do not tell Keli she's wrong.
I'm like, don't mess with me when it comes to this stuff. But always question me. Always question me, please. I encourage you. Always, everybody, question me. I love to be right.
So we were talking about the holes in the evidence against Tyler Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other holes? I keep dropping stuff because I need to keep my hands busy to focus. What are some other holes? Like the Discord messages. Like Baron's coming out with. What do you think about that?
Listen, I gotta completely take that and say, you know what? I can't use that as evidence. That right there is something that I'm like, I mean, I have to capitulate to stuff that doesn't make sense to me, and that doesn't make sense to me. You have a guy that the Nate Brooksby says, oh, okay, you know, the family friend calls me at 8. He turns himself in within the hour, and then you Mirandize him actually at 6:25 p.m. That's strange. And then all of a sudden, you know, he has his phone after you've Mirandized him. Well, couldn't he tamper with evidence if that's the case? So that to me makes zero sense. So I have no argument for that. I actually agree with you on that.
What do you think about the other messages?
It was like I stated in the motive section of my introduction. I think it's possible that it was potentially coerced, and, you know, maybe Lance Twiggs knew a lot more than he let on. And it could have just been if something went wrong, he was going to send a certain message and he was supposed to react. And that's probably why it looks so coerced.
Hold up. So you didn't admit, you didn't you're not defending the Discord messages, which implies to me that you're like, okay, something must have happened, right? Like somebody else was trying to frame him, right?
Potentially, but there's also third-party applications you can use with Discord that could send something later on. I mean, I don't know is what I'm saying, and I can't use that as evidence to say that this is against Tyler Robinson. I just can't do that because that would just be dishonest on my part because I can't defend it.
But that kind of implies that somebody's trying to frame him, right?
It could, yeah. It absolutely could, but we don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure, but it strongly implies that someone's trying to frame him. So the person who tried to frame him, allegedly, with the Discord messages, who says they didn't try to frame him with the other messages too?
Yeah, that's a fair argument.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't prove it either.
So can we trust any of these electronic messages?
I don't think you can trust the last one sent at 7:57. I don't think you can trust that currently, unless there's an explanation. I was gonna hit you with it's just a typo. Don't worry about it. But I didn't want to make your head explode.
That'd be some typo, right?
Yeah.
Pretty important. And okay, so if we cannot trust, in my opinion, we can't trust any of those messages because, like, okay, put someone on a witness stand in court. They're providing very important testimony that is highly consequential in the case. And you prove that they lied about something else that was highly consequential in the case. Right on the stand, right in front of the jury. Can you trust anything that person says anymore?
No, you'd have to throw that witness out. They're no longer credible.
Yeah, so the electronic messages, bye-bye. Right?
Say that one more time, you cut out.
The electronic messages we should kick out the door, right?
No. You can kick out that last one, sure, but you can't prove that the other ones were fake, is my point. Like,
yeah,
just
but
because
we shouldn't believe them.
No, I think you should be skeptical, but you can't just completely dismiss them, is my point.
Okay. Did you know, or do you know, if the police, when they collected those messages, let me ask you this. How did they collect the text messages, the police?
To my knowledge, they took photos of them, which I think is odd.
Why is that odd?
Because they should have downloaded it and had a raw forensic file of it.
Yeah. Keli, what do you have?
Well, on that electronic note, I don't know if it has changed since, but as of the last hearing, it was discussed that to date, Tyler Robinson's attorneys still had not been able to examine Tyler's cell phone, yet it appeared that, it's unclear if Charlie's phone was ever even taken into custody for forensic examination at all. But certainly Erica seemed to have had it nearly immediately back.
Which they would need a warrant for. I just want to add
I
that.
I don't know if they would need a warrant for it. I mean,
unless Erica gave them permission.
I mean, it would be crime scene evidence.
I guess
just
so,
like just like the necklace, all of those things. I mean, it would have been on his person.
I guess so.
Just like the necklace. Just like the necklace. There's no reason that the necklace should have ever, the necklace should have been in police custody. The phone should have been in police custody. All of that should have been.
But can they access the phone electronically?
I mean, I'll ask some cops that I know for double clarification, but I cannot imagine why they wouldn't need her permission. They would need the DA's permission. They wouldn't need her permission.
But if they find that, I don't think Charlie would have CP on his phone, but if they were to find CP on his phone and maybe he survives, that's fruit of the poisonous tree, right?
I don't know. That's whole rabbit hole.
Yeah. He has constitutional rights against searches and seizures, and I'm not sure exactly how that interfaces with crime scene rules. But anyway, that's a little bit off topic.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, in this case, they would be investigating. Yeah. It does not seem that
we should look into that later. I want to know what the answer to that is. We should look into that later. But
okay.
Yeah, I've actually heard both. I've heard that they took photographs of it, but they actually did download the raw files, but they're presenting the photographs in court as evidence, which is kind of weird to me. So that part doesn't make sense.
I don't think they downloaded it because in the files we have, they just said that they took photos. They don't say anything about electronic copies. So I don't think there's evidence of that. So we don't know.
But regardless, I mean, it just seems that they did not treat his phone with the, does not seem that they examined it to the extent that, or any of his electronics to the extent that they could have, if they were really truly trying to get to the bottom of something, which again, I'll just say is one of the many, many reasons why I think that they weren't really trying to investigate, because they didn't really need to, because he was exiting stage right.
How do we know it wasn't Lance Twiggs?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I would assume because his DNA is not there.
Do we know that?
Based on the current evidence we have, yeah, he wasn't there. Based on current evidence.
But
now, if new evidence comes to
hold on,
light,
hold on,
sure.
hold on.
Well,
5 other people's DNA or 4 other people's DNA were on the rifle, right?
Can you cite your source for that?
It's been stated in court. It's on the court record. Kathy, his attorney, has said that.
Have they
In
taken
court.
DNA from Lance Twiggs to see if it matches?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Yeah. So how do we know it's not Lance Twiggs?
Well, how do we know the rifle wasn't just laying around his apartment and multiple people picked it up? Because they did like to have Magic the Gathering nights.
Yeah, but how do we know that it's not Lance Twiggs who killed Charlie?
Well, as far as I know, we don't. We don't know who killed Charlie. I mean, as far as Tyler Robinson right now, I mean, he's innocent until proven guilty.
So what you're saying is that the
But I
evidence
thought you
against Tyler
believed the
sucks.
federal. I thought you believed.
Yeah, I do believe the federal narrative, but I also believe in the Constitution. I mean, he's innocent until proven guilty, but I'm saying that the evidence heavily suggests he did it.
Who did it?
Tyler Robinson.
Why does it heavily suggest Tyler Robinson did it and not Lance Twiggs did it?
Based on the evidence that I presented in my thesis.
But we just called that out as bullshit, right?
No, I agreed with you and dismissed the last Discord message. I think you were kind of trying to bait me into saying, hey, well, you have to dismiss all of it. And I was like, well, not necessarily. You know, it's possible, but not necessarily. And then his DNA is on the rifle.
Are you aware that there was a $1 million bounty on the head of the person who killed Charlie Kirk?
There was a $1.15 million bounty on his head.
Thank you for that addition. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
How would that impact someone's propensity to fake evidence to get someone else arrested?
Well, the bounty didn't go to anybody, did it?
I have no idea. It probably went to somebody. And a lot of people would have thought it was going to go to them.
Tyler Robinson's father refused to take the bounty.
Or do you know that for sure?
That's what the news reports.
It would be awkward for him to say that publicly, wouldn't it?
Did he accepted the bounty?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was his father, I would have accepted the bounty.
Oh, would you tell the news that?
Yeah, I don't believe in hiding anything. It's fine.
Okay, well, maybe his.
What I'm saying is, when you have that $1.1 million bounty on the table, a lot of people are going to start talking, right? Even if they're not going to get it, because they think they're going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would motivate a lot of people to say some bullshit, right?
Yeah, sure. Money motivates a lot of people to do weird things.
So how are the cops supposed to tell if the stuff they're hearing is bullshit or not?
The stuff they're hearing?
Yeah, in the text messages that could be bullshit, in the Discord messages that probably are bullshit.
How are they supposed to tell?
I need to, we have a no cussing rule. I completely forgot.
Language.
I forgot that too.
Language.
I think that was 3. I broke my own rule. I apologize.
Yes.
Kelly, stop me if I do it again.
Sorry. Okay, I'll be on the ready.
So we determined that the Discord messages is out the window, The other
No, you
electronic
determined
messages
that the Discord message was out the window. I said that the last one was out the window.
is unsuitable as evidence. We
The
determined that the
last one, correct.
Discord, yeah, is unsuitable as evidence, and the other ones are in question. Would you agree with that?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
We're
100%.
on the same page. What other evidence points specifically to Tyler Robinson? You mentioned the DNA, but we don't know if Lance Twiggs has been tested or not. So the DNA doesn't necessarily point specifically to Tyler Robinson since there's 5 or 4 other people on it. So let me propose a theory as to what could have happened. Lance Twiggs does it, and then he frames Tyler Robinson. Why can't he do that?
He can. That could be a possibility.
So
But
none
you
of
guys, I want to rewind. I hold on. I love this idea, Jordan, but also at the same time, in the United States of America, we also don't have to come up with alternative solutions. We have, in the court of law, they would just have you're innocent until proven guilty, and the burden of proof, right? We would just need to sorry, I lost my train of thought in mid sentence, but you know what I'm saying. Okay.
reasonable
So
doubt.
thank you. So basically, you have to prove your case, and we're poking holes in it left and right.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
And there
my
has
case?
to be proof beyond a reasonable
Well, I
doubt
don't think
before
you've-
we are convicting
Well, I don't necessarily believe
Tyler
you poked
Robinson.
that
You know
many.
what I mean?
Well, you haven't really poked that many holes in my case, really. It's just the Discord messages, which I agree, that last one.
okay.
But the DNA, that's just, I mean, there could be a number of different DNA, which I proposed, which was he had the gun in his house. Multiple people could have picked it up, and that DNA could have been left on the gun. But was Tyler Robinson's DNA on the gun? Yes, it was.
Fair. Okay, fair. So this is where I wanted to go back to. Let's talk about the shot. Okay. I mean, a 30-06. Like,
Yeah.
How in the world do you square that? Being a shot with a 30-06.
Honestly, I thought the same thing. And I was like, that was my biggest contention with going along with the Fed narrative. And, it got me thinking, and I started doing some digging, and I actually wound up finding 5 or 6 cases to where people were shot with 30 caliber bullets from high powered hunting rifles where there was no exit wound. And I can go over those and give you the sources.
Please do.
Okay. So I had to dig into medical journals and forensic pathology journals, but there was one case. This is from French Forensics Mission, titled Autopsy. And what it says is the presence of a gunshot wound entry in the right lateral lower cervical area corresponding to the upper part of the right shoulder with a cervical spine totally shattered, no identifiable exit wound. The entire cervical region is lacerated. That's case 1.
Okay, is that a shot to the neck?
Yes, it is.
Does
And
it say
here
that?
says entry wound in the right lateral lower cervical area. So I'm assuming they're referring to
mean?
cervical vertebrae. Cervical vertebrae. C1 through C7.
Can we pull up?
The cervical spine was totally shattered. And I can send all this to you as well, so you have it and you can check me. If I'm wrong, please call me out.
Do you want, Jordan, would you like for him to send you a link or something in the private chat?
Sure, if you have it.
Yeah, I got it right
We
here.
can pull it right up here.
It's actually a downloadable document. Is that fine with you?
That's fine. Or yeah, it depends on the site, but it should be okay. I don't want Israel on my computer.
No, not the Jews. All right. Let me see if I can share this. Give me 1 second. But anyways, let me I'm gonna send this to you. Just give me 1 second to go over the other cases. So in case 3, you have a 27-year-old Ugandan woman shot with an AK-47. AK-47s shoot 7.62 millimeters, which are pretty equivalent to a 30 caliber bullet. And she was actually shot in the face, and there was a large ragged entry wound, but no exit wound. There is a guy on Twitter named Chuck P. Ritter. I actually took a screenshot of this. He was shot with a 54R, which is what I have gathered, and I don't know this for certain, but based on what I've read, it sounds like it's the Russian equivalent to a 30-06. He was shot, and there was no exit wound. It changed trajectory and rode down the spine and lodged next to L4. It didn't exit. It didn't puncture the chest cavity, which is extremely bizarre.
I don't get it. Sorry, she's just giggling about a comment that went up.
No worries.
Do we have the link?
Yeah, give me
Not in the-
1 second. Go into the private chat.
Yeah. Sorry, I was laughing about the chat.
All right, this is from, just send it to you in the private chat. That's Chuck.
There we go.
And then I'm working on sending you the others. There was also in case 4, there's a 13-year-old girl. She retained a 30 caliber abdominal rifle cartridge. The patient presented 10 days following the injury in stable condition and underwent cartridge removal due to generalized weakness and vague pain. She sustained the injury outside the US. Cartridge was freely moving within the abdomen. On physical exam, she had a small, less than 1 centimeter penetrating wound that appeared to be healing well in the mid-clavicular region of the right upper quadrant. The cartridge was then removed with the attached amendum using a harmonic scalpel.
Okay, and in those cases, though, we're not hearing anything about how far away they were shot or any.
Okay, well, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's one more case. Now, it's not with a 30-06, but it is with a 243, which is another very high-powered deer rifle. It's about a caliber underneath a 30-06. Now, investigative writer John Leake described as a Dallas County ME case involving a man who committed suicide by shooting himself point-blank range in the chest with a high-powered deer rifle, caliber 243. And it was a direct hit, chest hit. There was massive organ destruction, and it was with a jacketed soft point hunting bullet, and the bullet did not exit his torso. So ultimately, what I'm getting at is that it's not impossible for that to happen. There are cases of it documented. And that was really what I needed to see in order to say, okay, well, at least I know it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Were any of those that you mentioned in the neck?
Yes, the first one I talked about was in the neck because it shattered the cervical spine. Then the 13-year-old had the wound in the clavicle. The Ugandan woman was shot in the face.
Did the one that was shot in the neck survive?
The 13-year-old, yeah, she survived. The bullet was lodged in her for 10 days,
okay.
and then they removed it.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is super weird. It's incredibly weird. I don't understand how that even happens.
She was
Is
shot
it-
in the abdomen.
Is that what it says? She was shot in the abdomen? Because it says she had a hole penetrating well in the mid-clavicular region
Do you know what
in
that
the
means?
right upper quadrant.
This is what it
I was-
says. This unique case follows the surgical treatment of a 13-year-old female with a retained bullet. She presented 10 days following a high-velocity gunshot wound to the abdomen.
Oh, okay. And I misread it. Thank you for the correction.
Keep saying cervical. I don't know. I know what. I'm pretty sure what that means. I don't think it's in your neck though. Like that's not in your neck.
And then this one, document.
That would be in your abdomen. Yeah, that would be in your abdomen, not in your neck. Okay, so we have some examples that may show that high-powered rifles cannot exit, and we know that. And I'm not arguing that it must have had an exit wound in the neck. I think it is very likely that it would have had an exit wound in the neck, but I'm not making the case that it must have. So.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know, these are all kind of like, I hate to say it, but some of these, until I have a chance to really look at them, official case report kind of looks like a fishtail. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just going to take me a minute to scroll through it a little bit more, dive in.
I think we need to study anatomy words as well before
Well,
we
I mean,
go saying.
I think some of the people in your comments are letting you know it's cervical spine, thoracic spine, lumbar spine.
Well, the cervix is in the abdomen, but maybe I'm just confused.
In that case, yeah, sure. I misquoted that one, and that's my mistake. But the other ones, I did send them to you. You can look them over. And
But maybe I just don't understand anatomy. I don't know.
the other one,
but yeah, we just need to take a better look at at
that's fine.
the overall context, and making sure that they're real cases and all that. But again, like,
well, they came from a medical journal.
Well, one of like this one that I'm looking at Focal Points or something. It's not. This is not a medical journal. This is a blog.
That guy's
post.
not. No.
Yeah. And so that's why I'm saying it's like a fishtail. You know what I mean? It's a blog post, right? So, and I'm being a little flip about that, but I haven't had a chance to flip through everything. The other one was a medical journal, no doubt, but I need to dive into some of the stuff. But still, these are like one-offs, right? And so I need to really dive in. But
yeah, we're not making the case that, or at least I'm not making the case that it must have had an exit wound, because I don't have enough data to say that. I think it's highly likely it would have had an exit wound, but I'm not saying it must have.
Yeah.
Right, I agree.
But I'll tell you, I also I have another example. I'm my computer, I swear you guys, I'm like on the edge. It's gonna crash out if I try pulling up a video. But I have a video of somebody who I need to do a video about it tomorrow, but somebody who accidentally got shot in the neck. And anyway, like, lived to tell about it. And the guy and his buddy end up talking about it. And they talk about the process that they used to save himself. And I'm going to tell you, it's very different from what we saw at UVU.
All right, so that segment was Keli doing problems on the evidence against Tyler Robinson. So now I think we did that justice. Well, there's certainly more to be said, but we're going to move on, I think. Do you have your hands?
Yes. Give me one moment. I will grab them.
I will pull up the video. I think you saw this video, Amry, right?
I'm not sure.
The hands, Charlie Kirk's hands being too small.
Was that the one you sent me?
Yeah. So the premise here is Erica Kirk does this video filming Charlie Kirk dead in his casket, and she posts it to Instagram, and she has a microphone on her so that everyone can hear her sobbing over Charlie Kirk, like kissing Charlie Kirk. Everyone needs to hear the kisses. And she posts
it's real cringe.
to Instagram. Yeah, it's not cringe. It's fucking God damn. It's psycho. It's psycho.
You gotta hit the language button, dude.
I know. Oh my
If
gosh.
I can't cuss, you can't cuss. I've been holding back F-bombs all night.
How about we do this? If I cuss, you get one. If I do one, you get one.
Fucking A, Jordan.
Language.
Let's try to find this here. That's not a good one. Where's the actual video? Is this it? This is it, I think, right here. Let's go ahead and share and move the overlay. So what we have here is perfect. You see how this body here is allegedly Charlie Kirk's body. What did these hands remind you of, Keli?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked, Jordan, because boy, do I have a few examples that I could show you. Let me give you a hand.
What does that look like, Amry?
It looks like a hand that's been embalmed with embalming fluid, such as formaldehyde and methyl.
Do you know how tall Charlie was?
Yeah, he was 6'5".
Yeah, it's pretty tall.
Mm-hmm.
You know how tall Erica was?
What, like 5'8", 5'7"?
Yeah, like 5'8", I think. Keli and I are about the same respective heights. I'm about 6'2". I'm 6'2". Keli's about 5'8", I think.
Yep.
I have humongous hands. And Keli has smaller hands. Mm-hmm. You see the problem here, Amry?
What's the photo you're going to compare it to?
Sure, we can pull that up. But do you see the problem yet?
Well, no, I don't see a problem yet because I know what you're going to do. You're trying to bait me into saying, oh, his hands are small. And then you're going to pull up a photo of his hand being huge. And you're going to be like, oh, I gotcha. Yeah, just go ahead and show the photo. And then we'll see. I think I can debunk this pretty easily.
Okay. Try to debunk it, and I'll try to find the photo that you already know is coming.
Okay. Also, you can check your DMs on Twitter. I sent you my retort for this. Because I had a feeling something like this was coming.
Keli, can you check that? I'm going to try to find this.
Okay.
What am I looking for? Oh. Kirk. Go ahead, Amry.
Go ahead with what? I'm waiting on the photo.
Oh, okay. Let me find the photo then. Is this the photo? This is not the photo. Let's go ahead back to screen share. It's this event, but it's not. Aha. It's not that one. It's this one. Here we go. You like this photo?
Yeah, it's a good photo. They look nice together.
I messed it up. Do you see the problem here?
I see the problem you're trying to make, but I don't really see the problem because I think the comparison is a little disingenuous. I think the size difference can be attributed to his hand in the funeral casket being cupped and not splayed, like in that photo. And I don't think it's a fair comparison. Plus, the top of Erica's palm, if you look at it, her knuckles are in direct line with his wrist, and her hand is actually angled at a 35 to 45-degree angle, making it actually seem smaller. So I think it's a bit of an optical illusion.
I think Kelly's computer crashed. She probably tried to pull something up. Let's see. What did you send it to the group chat? Sent the
I did.
video.
Yeah, I sent the video and I sent the photos.
I need to figure out how to share this without. Here we go. She'll probably be back. It's not like she died.
So as you can see right here, what I did was I just masked her hand out and I moved it over. And if you look at the pinkies, really not that big of a size difference, honestly. Now, granted, his hands are still bigger, but in the casket, his hands are cupped and they're not splayed like that.
Okay, so what is this video showing?
It's just showing the size difference, right? So if you look at her knuckles, they're actually in line with his wrist. Now, if you put her hands over there, you can see the pinky size. It's not that big of a difference. Now, do I think Charlie Kirk's hands are bigger than hers? Yes, but I think it can be explained because his hands are being cupped in the casket. They're not splayed like they are in this photo here.
But hold on. Whose hands are cupped?
In the casket, Charlie Kirk's hands are cupped.
But in this photo, whose hands are cupped?
Erica Kirk's.
Okay. So you're saying if these two fingers were out, then it would appear to be the same size?
I think if her hand was parallel to the camera angle like his is and fully splayed, I think it would be a more genuine comparison.
Let's look at the pinky length. Is that comparable?
Well, just fast forward the video and you'll be able to see.
Well, we can see it right here, right?
Well, it's
Like-
better if you fast forward the video because I masked it out. I don't know why you're avoiding
Okay.
that.
I'm not avoiding anything.
Let's see, there you go. Now you can pause it here. It's not that big of a difference. Is his pinkies bigger than hers? Absolutely. But it's not that big of a difference. But you know what's really weird? If you if you rewind a little bit, rewind to the beginning. Look at her hand. Do you see how white it is compared to her forearm? I think that might be a fake hand, to be completely honest with you. I think there's nothing under that but a nub and a hook.
I don't think so.
I don't know, dude. Look at the skin tone difference. You can't be
So-
tan and is she wearing gloves?
I don't know, maybe. We agree that Charlie Kirk is like 6'5" or 6'4", and that Erica Kirk is 5'8", right?
Yeah.
And you would agree that people who are taller have much larger hands than people who are much shorter, right?
No, not always. But generally speaking, yes.
Do you know of anyone who is really tall and has the same size hands as someone who's 5'8"?
Well, I'm 6 foot, and I know a guy that's 6'7", and me and him have the same size hands.
Well, you're both gigantic. How about someone who's 5'8"?
I don't think 6 foot's gigantic. 5'8"? I
Okay,
don't know anybody, no.
A female. Have you ever gone up to a female who's 5'8" as someone 6', 6'2", and had the same size hands?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because everyone I go up to
My hands are like so ginormous compared to everyone else's. And I'm not even 6'4", 6'5". I'm only 6'2".
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you that he had bigger hands.
Yeah, but I need to turn this screen share off. Where is Keli? What happened? Is she okay?
I don't know, but I think her hand is fake in that photo.
Hi, you've reached the.
Oh, she's back. Did your computer
Hi.
crash because you tried to play a video?
You know, it crashed. I kept warning you guys. It was just because I tried to go to X.
Because you were busy learning about how that UVU review video is not the original video, right?
That's right.
All 3 gigabytes of it. We need to go to this again. So he's making the case that Charlie's hands are actually not that much bigger than Erica's.
Okay.
He is making the case that Charlie's hands are cupped or are cupped. And that's why God damn it.
Oh no.
What happened?
Back. It had me log in.
Now you're back.
It had me I had to re-log in.
Okay. But he's making the case that Charlie's hands only appear small because they're cupped. What do you think about that, Keli?
I think that's a lovely excuse.
Yeah, I don't really buy it.
No.
Because I don't know, I just don't buy it. They look small to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they look fake.
They're not cupped. They're not cupped.
Like how much cupped can they be?
Yeah,
Like
how much cupped? Like look at the hand that's laying across the other side. And by the way, honestly, it looks like he's wearing a cheap suit. Okay? It doesn't even look like a nice suit.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Like net worth of 12 million, and that's the best suit he could afford to die in or to be buried in.
Yeah, no, that is definitely like the fake
Air Force 2. This guy's gonna go fly in Air Force 2 in that. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't buy your explanation.
No.
It does not pass the sniff test to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like someone said, the
Oh,
left hand
sorry,
is not.
my apologies. You were not on the stage. I have to add you back every time. What were you saying?
Oh, it's all good. What else is wrong with my analysis of the hands?
I just don't think it's cupped as much
Looks
as you're
cupped.
saying it is.
No. Okay.
Like
What do you have any other alternative ideas?
Well, I mean, I see you're holding up the fake hands. I mean, you think the hands are fake?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. You know that embalming fluid does cause that, right? It gives it a waxy sort of silicone-like appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
the skin and the hands are so thin.
Yeah,
but one of the embalmers came online and said they did a pretty crappy job on that because it should look a lot more natural.
And on top of that, I have not heard from a single person. We've had so many people over the last 8 months in the chats of all of the live streams. I mean, at least that I've been in. I don't know about you, Jordan, who have said, I've not had a single person who has lost a loved one who has said, you know what? I took a selfie video and posted it online next to the casket of my loved one.
SPIMA, sympathy, power, influence, money, attention is what Erica Kirk wants. Doesn't mean he's alive, but the whole thing seems fake.
And the reason, a potential reason for this strange video could be to help sell it,
Mhm.
to help sell this concept to people, to really put the cherry on top that this really happened, you guys. In case you were doubting, he's really gone. And then, you know what? We're going to show the guys, we're going to show, the security guys, and we're going to show, I think Tyler Boyer is out there. And, you see Mikey doing this weird, like huddled up kind of thing. Anyway, as they're like carrying the casket out, putting it into the hearse. It's so awkward. Anyway. And she's like mic'd up in this video. It's so strange.
If you know the hand is fake, why would you take a picture and post it like Keli just said in order to sell the death?
I agree with that guy.
Yeah, well, I think that what would naturally happen is if you did a faked death, you would overcompensate to try to convince. You would protest too much. You would do everything you can to sell the illusion that it's actually a death. And that's what I think is happening here.
Liars overcompensate. Liars tell too many tall tales. And that's where they get in trouble.
Especially with her emotional stuff here.
Yeah.
I need to get my screen off. I wasn't meaning to share that. What else? Where are we at in the script here? We just did the issue with hand sizes. I think we're going to agree to disagree on that one.
Oh,
we can do the coordination around Charlie now. I'm going to pull up a video here, and perhaps this time Blake will not be so angry with me for the way I cover this. We're going to go into the coordination around Charlie Kirk and the moments immediately preceding the gunshot. And we're going to see how everyone is doing shady stuff right beforehand. And not just right beforehand. I mean right beforehand. Which seems to imply that a lot of people were in on something. And as we would contend, if everyone around Charlie was in on some kind of operation that morning, then is it really plausible that everyone wanted to kill him? Or were they conspiring to help him? I would propose the latter. Here we go. And we can make this bigger, I think. No, not that. We need to fill the dead air here.
Oh, sorry, I'm starring comments. I love that everyone thinks I'm Agent Rabon. Reporting for duty.
Agent Fedshaw, I see.
Agent Fedshaw.
All right. So what we're going to do now, I wish I could make this bigger. I know there's a way to get this thing to collapse, to make it even bigger, but it's not letting me right now, which I do not appreciate at all. I would like to get rid of this, but it will not let me get rid of it. I would bring it up in Blender, but Blender's compression is going to mess it up. But anyway, we're going to play through this. This is the video of what happens in the moments before the shot that comes out. And we are going to find some of the areas of interest that seem like something's going on.
Not to interrupt you, Jordan, but so that button that is, all right, go down a little bit.
Oh, do you know this software?
I don't know. I was just gonna have you test something. See, no, go put your mouse to the right a little bit. Go to the right. Go back over. Yeah, right in there. All right, that next one. Click on that. See what happens.
This one?
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
No. Thanks for the try though. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
We're
worries.
going to like this is my battle with the software every single day. It's really annoying. It does not let you do what you want, and I really do not like that with the screen layouts.
What software is this?
This is Resolve.
Oh,
Formerly
okay. DaVinci.
Resolve. Yeah. I like software that lets me do whatever I want whenever I want. I'm not going to do every single one. We don't need to do that. But what I really want to show is the moment right before it happens. Maybe it's more down here. Here's where some of it, this is the stuff that Blake yelled at me for not showing last time when we were on Jesse, I think.
Oh, yeah. Even though I felt
And
like we talked about it.
we did talk about it, but I missed this one part. And I was accused of being extremely dishonest about it for some reason.
Or, yeah, covering for him or something. I don't know.
Because I missed the part where he looks at his ear. But anyway, I'm going to go back to like the really important stuff is over here. And this is important because it shows coordination between a lot of people in the moments immediately before the Big Bang.
Okay.
If I can find it, we have so much dead air here.
Okay. Let's see what else. Well, in case anyone has not checked out my big investigation this week that I dropped, shameless plug on that. You should watch it on my channel, Keli Rabon. It's called Erica's Exit, and it is fascinating. I think it is a 23-minute deep dive into Erica and the timeline, all receipts included, links to everything. And might I say, I think it is very well done. And
Yes,
I think it is very eye-opening.
It was so well done that I did a response video to it. Or not a response video, but a video covering it. Because like the key idea from that is Rob McCoy back in like September or something, or October 7th,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, October 7th of all days. Yeah.
He prophesized that Erica Kirk is going to die in 3 years. So
yeah. And so I think with everything that has been going on, I felt the need to really kind of escalate the speed in which I dropped it, because I don't think that she I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think she's going to be around very long if what Rob is saying is true. And I wanted to just go ahead and put that out there.
wait, Rob
McCoy. I don't think that Erica is going to be around very long if what Rob is saying is true.
I forgot that was his first name. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. We have the video pulled up now. This is the final moment right before. No, we're not going to have Apophis come. We're not going to have a large space rock take out the whole world. Apophis can go away. So check out this dude over here. Watch this dude. Have you seen this dude? It's
No.
I'm going to get yelled at if I don't remember his name. It's Goldsberry, David Goldsberry, Philip Goldsberry.
Philip.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Philip Goldsberry. I was close.
Goldsberry. Okay.
He is the sound guy, basically. Watch this. That's when the shot happens.
Uh-huh.
He ducks his head. Immediately before. Immediately before. And we can roll it back.
Can you pause it when he's ducking his head?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone listening, we're just watching a video of Philip Goldsberry ducking his head immediately before
Because
the shot.
there's no audio. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, it
so
looks like he's just kind of scratching his neck.
No. It's not at all. Nice try, but when you hear the audio, no way. I pointed this out. Actually, the first person who I mentioned this to was to John Bray, actually, back in October, I think it was. Like, looking at video. And the weird thing is, he turns.
It's about to go. Boom.
And then he looks here. Yeah. So he looks like down to his armpit almost to like block his face, right? Instinctively. And then turns his face the other direction, which would be like back toward the building ish.
Do you have the audio or no?
I think so, but I turned it off because it's annoying.
I would just like to hear it with the audio if you have it.
Why do I not have audio? This is at...
I guess you could say building or crowd. Either way. But first it's
I don't know why there's no audio. There should be audio.
Oh no.
When you loaded, when you added that screen, did you add with
there
audio?
You go. Looks like
there's
he's
no
got
audio.
in there.
There's no audio for me either. There should be.
I see a waveform.
Yeah, but I don't hear anything.
But Jordan, when you added that to StreamYard, that source to StreamYard, did you add it with audio?
No, I can't hear it either, Kelly. I should be able to hear it. Even I can't hear it. I don't know why it's not working. We don't have audio. I'm sorry.
That's fine. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of looks like it looks like a genuine reaction to me. Looks like he's just scratching the back of his neck and then boom.
I promise you it is not because he does it in anticipation. He does it right before.
See there, he's messing with his neck.
Yeah,
he's cracking his neck.
Jordan, can you adjust that shot to like down a little lower? Wait, okay, no, not so low. Okay, now over a little bit more so we can see Hunter. So, okay, and then a little bit up, a little more, so we can like zoom out a little bit so we can see Philip enough. Okay, that's good, probably. Okay, now go. He's like, all right, yeah. So,
if you know there's about to be a really loud rifle sound, you're going to duck too.
He touches his glasses. Here we go. It's coming. It's about to. Okay. Here. Yeah. So, I'm telling you guys, it happens right before he turns his head.
Look at this dude's reaction.
Yeah, he looks like a liberal.
Does
That's the
that
way a
look
liberal would
authentic to
react.
you?
It looks authentically liberal. That's the way a liberal would react, grabbing his chest like that. But, you know, I mean, it looks authentic to me, yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it looks authentic to me.
Someone who was really friends with and had worked with for years and loved Charlie Kirk.
This is Mikey McCoy.
Show us. Oh, yeah, you can't see his face from that angle.
That's his chief of staff.
Yeah, I know.
And one of his best friends. And then that's Blake Neff right next to him. So on his phone, right there. Yep. Yeah, so that's Blake Neff in the button down and khakis on the phone. Right next to Mikey with the backpack. And there you go. Boom. Yep, they're already out the back. And okay, in that moment, okay, the girl who's already out the gate immediately, she is with the UVU review.
Hey, I want to bring attention to this right here as a former member of the U.S. military. Can we get the button ready? The fuck,
hold
dude?
on 1 second. Hold on, wait.
Language.
Gonna have your hands in your fucking pockets?
Language.
Your best friend just died 2 seconds ago. I didn't say anything that time.
I know. I was expecting it, but
and who is that?
Have your
that's
hands
Blake Neff
in your pockets. Are you kidding me? What? Or did he actually not die because this is all bullshit?
Language.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's a bit of a stretch.
It's a lot of stretches. Or, I mean, it's a lot of stretches to not conclude that.
Exactly. Oh,
let's look at my favorite one. Let's look at my favorite one.
Let's do it.
How can we think that they're just surrounded by a bunch of cold-blooded killers?
Look at this. We figured out what gesture this is, or we didn't. Someone else did, and we saw. This is called the Canal gesture. This is anti-Semitic, I think, or we think.
Mm-hmm. It's our hypothesis.
Look at that. Who is he looking at? He looks at
Philip, I guess, maybe, or Cutler, or I don't know, or Terrell. Maybe he's looking at Terrell.
He looks over here. He's looking over here, maybe at Harpole, because Harpole's over here. He's probably looking at Harpole, the head of security. Then he looks over here at this table, I guess. And then he does his gesture, which apparently is anti-Semitic. And then guess what happens? Boom.
I don't know. It looked like he had a slap tear to me, and he was just adjusting his shoulder.
Really?
Yeah, that's exactly what that looks like. It looks like he has a shoulder cramp and he's just stretching it out.
Hey, Jordan, is there an audio mixer at the bottom for you to unmute?
Yeah, there's an audio mixer right here, but it's not muted. It's just not working for some reason. Maybe I need to turn this up.
Okay.
I don't know why we don't have audio.
Okay, don't worry about it. I was just throwing that out there at their suggestion.
But do you not see the coordination here?
No, I don't. I think this is all nonsense. Honestly, this part at least. It's just like that guy looked like he was scratching his neck, maybe stretching it out. This guy just looks like he's adjusting his shoulder because it's probably cramping or hurting. And all the reactions look genuine when the shot's fired. Except
Are
Mikey
you a-
McCoy. I'll give you that one. I'll give you Mikey McCoy. That one was just weird.
Are you a Fed?
No, I'm not a Fed. Like I said, I
No.
want to be a grift slopper, dude. I want to be. It's just, I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. I'm writing it up right now.
I think
Just so
If I'm a Fed, I'm gonna put cases on everyone.
What kind of cases are you putting down on this one?
You don't want to know. Maybe some George Zinn cases.
you do know what happened to George Zinn.
Yeah, I know what happened to George Zinn.
This is what I wanted to bring up earlier, and then I forgot. You were asking why would Charlie Kirk be okay with Tyler Robinson taking the fall for something that never happened? There's a theory that Jesse on Fire came out with that says that Tyler Robinson was doing some of the same popcorn stuff that George Zinn was doing. And
Oh, really?
he would have gone to prison for that and maybe gotten killed in prison because he did that popcorn stuff. But he went to prison for killing Charlie Kirk instead. What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty weird. When you refer to popcorn stuff, are you referring to like CSAM?
Yeah, it's just the an acronym reverse PCCP. Yeah.
Okay.
Popcorn for children.
Yeah. Okay.
The stuff that George Zinn got in trouble for.
Okay.
So that's how you manufacture a patsy. If you want a patsy who goes along willingly, you get dirt on him that's going to lock him up for life for the worst thing you can go in for, and you give him a better charge. That's how you manufacture a patsy. What are we doing here? We need to go to, I think we are at the final one here, where I go over the shirt, necklace, and pendant behavior. And we'll wait for the results with this this poll.
I don't know. I put the poll up there. Y'all can let me know what you think. If it's, I just thought it would be fun to throw something up there. Do you see coordination in the moments before the Big Bang? You can put, I think it works if you put a 1 in, I think you have to respond by putting a 1 in the chat for yes, and 2, nope. That's the way you vote.
So,
perfect. Their names are highlighted too. Now I know exactly who I'm putting cases on. This is perfect.
Yeah.
So everybody knows me and Keli are working together.
Okay.
Let's look at what happens to the shirt here.
Make sure I get my cut.
What's happening right there? Amry.
Looks like he's getting shot and potential kinetic energy dump from the bullet plus impact shockwave and cavitation probably.
Okay. Why is this happening?
I don't know. I think it's just an anomaly.
Okay. Just another anomaly?
I think a lot of it is just anomaly hunting for the most part.
But what's pulling it up to his ear?
I don't know. I couldn't, what I just said a while ago, those 3 points is kind of how I explain it.
The 3 points.
Yeah, so the kinetic dump from the bullet plus.
Oh,
Okay, so you remember.
but what causes this part of the shirt to come up like that?
What causes it? I don't know.
But that's kind of weird, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
Okay, so what can we try to figure out what that means?
Yeah, let's try to figure it out. Because you believe that it's what, a compressed air rig underneath the shirt, and
Yeah.
okay,
And it's shooting
And
something into his neck.
yeah, and that's what causes the necklace to spin around the neck and then break off, correct?
Yeah. And I can demonstrate that.
Okay.
And I have my freedom shirt on underneath this, which is why I'm taking off my shirt. Because I want to demonstrate just how freaking weird it is that his shirt yanks all the way up to his ear like that. Someone says the poll's not popping up for them. Yeah, the poll, it's on the screen. It's not in the chat like it is when you do it through YouTube. It's on the screen. It's on the video.
But if you, but just to repeat it out loud, the poll is: do you see coordination in the moments before the Big Bang? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and then it should count.
Yeah. I'm going to finish getting my shirt off. Do we have any interesting comments while I try to get my shirt ready?
Oh my gosh, Jordan is taking off his shirt from Ruby.
This is the microphone Charlie Kirk wore. It is a Rode Mic Pro, I think it's called, with the wind muff. And this is the Carhartt Force Sun Defender t-shirt, which is also the exact same shirt that he wore. Same size as well, I think. Medium. It's kind of weird for someone who's 6'4", but that's what I have. The other one's way
Carhartt
too
sizing
big.
is very strange.
Oh yeah, you know that?
Yeah, it's made for like dumpy truckers.
That
What
makes
does that
sense.
mean?
Okay.
It just means their sizing is strange. Like, it's just super weird. It's made for dwarves and hobbits, really. Like, it's just a weird thing.
Okay, so what
Okay.
happens is I'm going to go to my speakers here so that I can take off my thing. I should still be able to hear you.
Okay.
I can. Perfect. What happens is this yanks up to here. Let me untuck my shirt. How come you pinch the shirt under the D for freedom and yank it up like this? What's going on here?
Well, it looks like it's above the lettering, correct? I mean, based on that picture, right? Yeah, there we go.
What's going on there?
I don't know. You tell me. I think it's strange.
Yeah, I mean, we should look at the strange stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can reproduce this with my pendant gun. I can take this cross pendant and shoot it up here like this and get it to do basically the exact same thing. And I can also get the microphone to kind of move towards there like that, because when that happens, the microphone also kind of moves towards there like that. And we'll look at some other clips as well. And like I said at the beginning of this, we want to start with the visual evidence. If what we see is not consistent with cavitation, then we should look into that. And I'm going to show you some frames now that I think are definitely not consistent with cavitation.
Okay.
I think I already showed you these ones. Go ahead.
Sorry, guys. I pulled up this this comment for just a moment. Maddie, 54379 killed 2 elk with a 150 grain 30-06 accidentally, but we did tag both elk in Wyoming. Just wanted to catch you while you were in the chat. I'm curious, did the bullet stop? Did it go through? I mean, was it a mess? If you want to provide any additional insight on that. I mean, typically from what I've heard, the 30-06 is the round of choice for hunting large game like that.
So, Amry, this is the video that I showed you in just the individual frames, I believe, in the space the other night, right?
Yeah, this is it.
So what's the first thing that happens here? We have some vapor, maybe, in the front of the shirt here. It looks like there's maybe some vapor there, which is interesting because my system has that same vapor. We also have the back of the shirt puffing out. And when we go into the other video, we have the back of the shirt puffing out. If we can get to that frame, it starts with the back of the shirt puffing out. And I wish this would save my spot. But this also starts with the back of the shirt puffing out. How come it starts with the back of the shirt puffing out?
Why? It's probably because the bullet went through and that's where it hit him. So it puffed out and then the rest followed. But again, I'm no scientist. I'm no forensic pathologist. I couldn't tell you.
But the back of the necklace is still undisturbed on the back of the neck, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So why is the shirt disturbed when the necklace is not?
I couldn't tell you. Again, I think it's just a strange anomaly that happened because, I mean, how many assassinations have you seen, Like how many people have you seen be shot with a soft jacketed or a jacketed hollow point with a 30-06, Like you have to take that in consideration as well.
I see something that's physically impossible, and I'm not okay with that. If cavitation caused all of this stuff to happen in the neck, the back of the necklace should be disturbed, but it's not.
But do you believe in anomalies happening?
I believe in the laws of physics.
Okay.
So, like, if it's cavitation, then the back of the necklace should be disturbed. But it's just not. So that's an issue. We have the back of the shirt puffing out and the back of the necklace not moving, really. So that tells me whatever happened between the back of the shirt and his back, which is perfectly consistent with air, with a burst of air. Like the burst of air is going to interact with the shirt, but it's not going to interact with the necklace. And that will be why the back of the shirt puffs out, but the necklace is more or less undisturbed. And the reason that would happen is because you need an exit wound. And that would be the squib in the back firing to give you that exit wound, and it may be malfunction, and that's why it doesn't have blood. What's your opinion on that, Keli? That hypothesis that it's a failed rear squib?
I mean, I think that it could be possible, but I feel like if it failed, that we would have seen some. I feel like you're actually, I should before I launch into this, I think that you would be the best expert on analyzing and speaking to that because you have the most real world experience. So before I give my uneducated 2 cents, you're the best to speak on it. But my uneducated 2 cents would be I would think that some liquid might, come out, but maybe not. Maybe it just doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
Because I guess that's possible sometimes.
Now, I'm actually not the biggest expert on the blood effects yet, because that's always the part of my tests that have sucked. So never had a blood bladder that works before. I think this might actually work, though. That's why we had to scrub the other day. It's because my blood bladder was built out of Ziploc bags, and those are not built to withstand pressure. But this one is, and it held pressure overnight. So maybe I'll start learning about the blood side more than I have in the past. I did a lot of tests with the mannequin, but that was with a completely different system than what you would actually use on the day. So I'm not an expert on the blood yet, but I hope to be soon. And then maybe I'll have some better ideas on maybe why the blood would fail. But we always have to keep in mind the possibility that I'm wrong and that I'm completely misinterpreting it, and that it's not a failed squib, but some other mechanism that I'm oblivious to.
Where do you think the blood bag would be?
On his waist with the
On his
pinning gun.
waist?
Yeah.
Because I heard something. I don't want to misquote you or anything, but I heard. Did you believe he was wearing like a fat suit or something? Is that to my understanding or no?
Hold on, I'm going to show you. I called it a fat suit, and then in some Twitter spaces, someone asked me if it was a fat suit, and then I made the PR mistake, and Keli corrected me on this, of saying the fat suit term was a marketing term, and I got called out for that hard on the spaces.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, for admitting that it was a marketing term. It's not really a fat suit; it's a belly prosthetic, but I call it a fat suit because it comes off the tongue better.
Yeah.
He had the best of intentions by
Right.
saying it like as a memorable kind of kitschy way, right? But
And that video did do well, by the way. It did quite
Okay,
well.
so you think that the blood bladder is underneath the belly prosthetic? I'm just trying to understand, like how I
want
guess the
to
whole
show
rig
you
is set up.
why. I want to show
Okay.
you why I think that before I tell you what I think.
Okay.
And we might get banned on YouTube for this, but we'll be careful.
Omar Lucky, Andrew. That
We're
dude's
probably
tapped.
getting banned for that. We're banned. Sorry, Keli.
oh, just don't even say it. You don't even have to say it. There
Say
you
what?
go. Don't
Don't
say
have to
it.
say what.
Just, you know what? A lot of people were talking about how much they wish that Braden was here to educate everyone about ballistics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, about ballistics?
Mm-hmm.
Does he
And
know about
squibs.
ballistics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And squibs.
So
About his
these
deer
three-
hunting experience and
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to talk about something besides, what you were talking about.
So these 3 dots here have always bothered me. I don't know what exactly those are. It might not even be 3 dots. I'm pretty tired now. I'm sure everyone can
I
tell.
know. I can tell we're both winding down.
What are these 3 dots? I had an idea earlier today. Maybe they're alignment marks, because when I put my belly pack on in this general area, I need a way to align it. I need to like put a Sharpie on my belly so that I can consistently put it in the exact same spot for the aim to work. So I was wondering if these could be alignment marks. I don't think they are. That was one of the things I was thinking about texting you about.
But that's where you think the prosthetic is?
Okay, so into the that's where I think the belly
He
pack
needs
would
to
go.
see, and he needs to see that jiggle compression spot too.
Yeah, but can I go full screen here?
Mm-hmm.
This is the pack. This is the pendant gun. This is your battery. This is your relay board, CO2 solenoid. And this is where your CO2 cartridge goes into right there. Then you wear it. On you like that. A little bit better. I did that really fast. And then you put the blood bladder down here. Kind of sort of like that.
Okay.
And then there's a little bit of a belly bulge, but we see a belly bulge on him.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's correct.
So you think that belly bulge.
You think that the prosthetic went over it to conceal that there was any sort of black fabric underneath his t-shirt? Is that the reasoning behind it?
Hold on. I was just trying to show you what goes over top that.
Oh, okay.
So that's the pack. So like you have to be able to take the pendant gun off. Have you seen the photos where it looks like he has something around his belly?
Yeah, like are you talking about the ones with the tubing that looks like it's hanging out? Is that what you are referring to?
No, Kelly, can you pull that up while I try to go
Sorry, I'm laughing at all the women talking about nipples.
What?
Is that really a thing? They're talking about seeing a male nipple. I don't know. Is that like really a thing? Does YouTube give strikes about male nipples? I don't know. Anyway, yes, I'm happy to pull up the you need
Apparently I saw somewhere a while ago that they have an algorithm that they trained on like a million like male and female breasts, and they got their algorithm to be able to tell the difference somehow. I think it can
my gosh. Okay. I don't know. Okay, which photo am I pulling up?
The belly bulge, please.
Okay, got it. Yes.
Now, so this is the blood bladder. I'm going to show you the belly jiggle now. This is where we sort of got into this idea. Like, why would we think that there's a belly prosthetic? Like, how on earth did we, like, we woke up one morning and you guys are making it seem like Keli did it. I'm a dude.
Oh God, that's all I need. That's all I need is the rumors to start that our channel got dinged because I was flashing the camera. That'll be all over X tomorrow. Oh gosh.
I need to clip this out. Oh, I'm playing it. No, I'm not.
So how long did it take you to come up with that configuration of your rig?
Like 5 months.
Oh, really? Okay. And that you said you've done what, like 800 tests so far?
Like 700, I think.
Okay.
I mean, but that's like in between. Let's be real though, okay? Jordan has done that many tests, but he has a full-time job and has no professional experience in this. He's 100% self-taught.
No, this is me. This is me giving credit where credit's due. Like I respect Jordan for it. Yeah, this isn't me like being like trying to hate. I'm just genuinely asking because I'm curious.
Because I'm sorry, I'm used to like jumping in to defend him. Yeah.
No, I respect the grind. Like I appreciate that he's on a path.
Hold up. Keli, remember when people were talking about, when Mikey McCoy, he was sobbing, he was crying, he had this look of whatever it was. And someone was like, hold up, Mikey McCoy is probably like, dude, don't say that about me. You remember that, Keli?
Yeah.
Like, why do you keep telling people I have no professional experience? I do have professional experience, just not in this specifically.
Well, that's what I'm saying no professional experience of doing this, of being a stunt man, you know.
Not in squibs, but I do have professional experience with show control, and show control is a big piece of it.
Okay. Yes, you have a theater background.
Yes, a theater background, and that is immediately relevant to this because it is show control. And we are literally using DMX to run this, and DMX is how you run lights in a theater. So I do have some professional experience.
Right. And that's why we make a great team, because I approach things with the background of an investigative reporter. And so I'm asking questions. Okay, I love this video. Courtesy of Blake Bednar's.
Yeah. Courtesy of Piper. We don't know where Piper actually got it from.
You know, this one, Blake wishes that he would not have. Blake didn't mean to release this.
He didn't release this. He got this from Piper.
Okay.
Is there any way we could go frame by frame?
Sure.
Okay. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you could explain to me what you're looking at.
What is that?
Okay, that right there.
Yeah. Is that like just normal belly fat? Or is that like...
To me, based on the way
this thing feels like a tube. It's like really weird.
I don't know.
Can you I don't know if maybe it's my screen, but yeah, maybe it's my screen.
Is it too dark?
I feel like your screen is bright. Yeah, isn't very bright.
Hold on. I think I can fix that. Is that better? It should be better, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, stop it at that spot.
What is that?
Yeah.
That's not belly fat.
But wouldn't a prosthetic pull down after hitting it? Because you're gluing it on, right?
The idea is you have the bladder underneath the prosthetic.
Right. No, I understand that part. I just mean, like, how do you think they got the prosthetic on? Like, are you saying that it goes, like, he wears it over his shoulders? Because, like, this isn't me, I'm not trying to, like, pick apart your theory. I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, you glue it on. Yes, correct.
Okay. So, like, I guess just in my mind, if you have a fold in it like that, wouldn't that kind of rip the glue off? Have you tested that at all? Just out of curiosity.
Yet, I need to.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You plan on doing it?
The idea is it's covering like this membrane, I guess. I don't know how big this membrane would be, but you would have this probably directly over the skin. Then you have a wider surface area that's the prosthetic. And then, like, if you jiggle the whole thing, like the prosthetic over it will jiggle with the bladder. And I think that's what we might be seeing there.
Okay.
And it should be able to ripple with the jello-y part of the prosthetic of the bladder.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be something interesting to test for you, just because I'd be interested to see if the glue pulls off. You know?
Yeah, probably depending on what glue you have. I don't think it would, because they're pretty strong, and you would specifically have to design it for that to hold fluid. And you would I don't know, you would probably strap it in some way or tape it in some way. I don't know, but yes,
Yeah.
we should do more testing. We should always do more testing for sure, 100%. And I'm
Yeah, I
not
would just be
resting
genuinely
my
interested to see that video.
yeah, I'm not resting my theory on that being a prosthetic, but it just looked weird, and it's like, okay, if I want to put my blood bladder there, I can, because my rule now is I can't put stuff on my body to reproduce this if I don't have evidence from the day that Charlie had something suspicious there. He does have something that looks kind of suspicious on his belly that could be a belly prosthetic. So if I would like to put my blood under there, I can, if I can figure out how to do it in a way that works. Do you have the belly bulge?
Here, I am trying
It's
to.
the happy Charlie photo. It's like the
It's the-
happiest. He's really happy.
Here, let's just pull this up. Oh wait, I have to remove yours first.
I got it.
Okay. Ah, there we go. You can tell me.
It's the happy Charlie photo. It's like if he actually died that day, that's like the happiest he was.
Okay.
Before he died. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
I think so. Like where he's like by the front of the of the tent.
Yeah. I guess I should repost it. So long ago.
Right?
Was that it? Looked like he was smiling.
No, not that one.
No. Hold on.
Wait, was that it up there? I don't think it was.
No.
No. But do you see how many tests I've been doing?
Oh yeah, no, like I deeply respect like your grind to try to figure this out. Like don't get it mistaken. I honestly want your theory to be true. I really want it to come out, because Charlie Kirk, like I said before, would have so much aura if he faked his death. Like it'd be, I don't know, it would be crazy.
But then how would you feel though if he and TPUSA were an op the entire time? This isn't it, but
I'm sorry, your mic cut out for a second. What was that?
Oh, sorry. If he and TPUSA were an op the entire time.
Keli, it took me 2 seconds.
My mind would be blown.
All right, so here it's at the top. All right, here we go. This is
this one. Okay, it was at the very here it is.
Thank you, Keli. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm exhausted.
All right, this is another one. This is another good one. See, there are so many of it. It's like every single.
I was thinking of one that he was right at the very front of the tent and not entering the venue.
Yeah, this is the happy Charlie one. That I think you're thinking of, right?
Yeah.
He looks so happy. Then you have it right there. And you have it there, and then someone, I can't scroll down, but someone had another screen grab in those comments there.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, you're 11. He was on the show last week, I think.
last week. Yeah, last week or the week before. I can't remember. I don't know. Our days are
No, it
blending
wasn't last
together.
week. We didn't have any guests last week. We did.
Yeah.
I forget. But I'm too tired. But there's another image of the belly bulge, and
Yeah.
so like, am I allowed to put that strap over my belly and put my picnic gun there? Yeah, I'm allowed to do that.
Look, have you compared photos from like maybe the previous TPUSA event and like looked to see?
I think we should wrap it up here soon because Keli is not over the cold yet. No, I've not looked specifically for the belly bulge.
Okay.
We don't really have a lot of footage. I don't think we have photos. We
and
have.
the
Well, I'm
other
asking
thing-
these questions just so I can like I want to look into it as well. So
Yeah, perfectly good. Thank you for the question. I
No,
should
it's a
do
great
that as well.
It is a great question. And the other thing too is that in this case, Charlie is wearing a white shirt, right? And so we see things in a little different perspective. Most of the time he is wearing dark clothes. But again, also like this is an oddly large crowd. You guys, most of the time he was not in front of this large of a crowd. I know that we have really idolized him at this point in some weird way, but he did not speak in front of this size of crowds very often.
And I was thinking about that the other day. Someone must have posted about that on Twitter. We're both thinking of that at the same time. What would that indicate? Why would the crowd be so much larger? Think about traffic. If suddenly one day there's like way more traffic than there normally is, there's a lot more people who have been added to the normal space. So who are these extra people who came to this event who normally wouldn't have been there? And are they in the front rows?
Yeah. But you know what's so weird?
But for the audience, what I'm implying is that there are people planted there who are supposed to take the space, which would be the most traumatic. Go ahead.
And a much older crowd, right? In the front. It's very strange. Older crowd in the front. But also think about it. When we see, I don't know, I want to joke and call him the figure that jumps off of the roof or whatever, Spider-Man jumping off of the roof. Yeah, Spider-Man jumping off of the roof. There's like not traffic going down that whatever that street is. There's hardly any traffic at that time. You would think with such a busy time, it's lunch hour. It's 12:30, 12:23, 12:24, 25, right? At that point. How is there not more vehicles at that time? The world didn't stop, you know?
Why wouldn't there be traffic?
I mean, people still had to like go to class. People still had to go to lunch, go to work, do stuff.
So my brain's not working right now. You're saying that there's not as much traffic as you would expect. And so that would imply what?
It seems weird to me. It just doesn't add up to me. It doesn't add up to me that we don't see anyone even running. Like we don't see any anyone even who was running late to the event. Let's be honest, college kids, I mean, college kids or just people in general run late to events. And the event had really just started.
Let me I don't know. Let me ask this. Do y'all
And
know,
it's
because
college
y'all
campus. Like, I don't know. Sorry.
yeah, no, you're good. Y'all probably know better than me, but did they have police? You know how whenever there's an event, they usually have police coordinating traffic in and out of parking lots. Do y'all know if that was a thing that day with the UVU police, or if Orem police themselves were there coordinating traffic at all? Like in and out of parking lots? I don't know, so I'm asking.
I don't think there would be.
It didn't seem in that. If you just looked in the surveillance video that had captured Spider-Man, there were no you couldn't see anyone manning that parking lot.
I think when you would typically have that is when you have a really busy road that everyone needs to exit out of. So,
But
like,
I mean, that was a busy road. Like, there's a parking structure right there, and there's a parking lot right there.
it wasn't that busy. It was like only 2 or 4 lanes, right?
Yeah, but there's, in theory, you've got 3,000 people allegedly at an event.
Let's pull this up.
Big.
Like that road there, it's like it doesn't even have a double yellow. There's not even a double yellow. So, like, I don't think you need a cop there. That's like a weird back road, I think.
Yeah. It doesn't look big to me. I'm just saying, if it was such a big deal, you would think they'd have a cop there, but
Well, when I see cops doing that, it's usually because there's like a really large, busy road that everyone needs to dump out into. So they need to be able to control that, stop traffic so that people can get out. Otherwise, each person who tries to exit onto the super busy road is going to take 30 seconds, 3 minutes waiting for a turn to go. And it would take 10 hours to empty the parking lot because it's such a busy road. So I don't think that would be the case here, because I don't see the massive parking lot with like hundreds and hundreds of cars who need to dump out into a busy like main highway.
well, and I see Captain Slick here says, well, they didn't even have an ambulance on standby. Come on. So
Not very professional.
yeah. Touche there. I mean, yeah, they were definitely not pulling out all the stops on this one. Anyway, it looks like any other la-di-da day in the Spider-Man video.
But to be fair, like the people over here aren't going to know. They aren't going to know. Like they might have heard the shot, but they probably won't know what it was. So I think that's probably why no one's running. Because they haven't had time yet. Like if this were to play out for another like 2 minutes, then you would start seeing people running.
Yes,
So
but I just mean that there's not anyone, just generally speaking, walking around on this.
This could imply, if we go with what you're saying, this could imply that this wasn't taken at the time it was said to have been taken.
Like middle of the day on a weekday seems like a time when it would be a little more active. That's all.
I want to show this. Yeah, because
you did a little digging into this, right?
Yeah. Can you explain what that is, please?
I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do on the most basic level. I know that a lot of the security guys have these water bottles in the back of their jeans pockets, which I mean, I've never seen so many men stick water bottles in their tight jeans pockets before, filled with electrolytes, apparently. But
I don't think
I
it was
guess
electrolytes. Or sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to be
I don't
rude.
know. I mean, what do you think it
Sorry.
was?
Sorry.
What do you
I did
what
not
do you
mean to
think
be
it
rude. That was
was?
rude.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know. Pedialyte? Like, what do you think it was?
But the reason I don't think it was electrolytes is because I got every like electrolyte you can get, but they're all clear. They don't dye it yellow. Like this one, it says it's yellow, but
Uh-huh.
it doesn't actually dye it yellow. It's clear. So I wasted $20
Wow.
on that one because I don't drink this stuff.
I'm like, it probably
What
tastes
respect.
terrible too.
It does taste terrible. This one is another electrolyte. It says it's yellow, but it's just clear. So I wasted another $20 on that one. And I looked at the labels at all the other ones, and they all said no dyes added. So we're trying to get yellow, but Gatorade works. That actually dyes it yellow.
Okay.
But what I found was, I mean, this isn't what happened. I know exactly what happened with this. But you explained, I wasn't really listening. You explained that in one photo, it looks like the water bottle is full, and then in some other photo, it looks like it's half empty, right?
I believe so. Yes. There's
Yeah.
there's some difference in the volume. Is that the right word?
Correct. I'm going to show you how this works. I don't think they're watching. Sometimes they watch our show. I don't think they are right now, though. But empty. Oh, no. Hold on.
Get Cronked says, my take on the water is the water is sloshing around and hits the top when the photos are taken. Born to Find Jesus says liquid IV. Alyssa M, who'd asked the initial question, said, no, that's not what she's saying.
Now, that is what she was saying, I believe. But if she's in the chat, she can correct us. But the person who said that it's just sloshing would be correct. So this is it empty.
Mr. Turpin had said, looks like Gatorade. I had one yesterday, same color.
Oh, now it's full. You see how it's full?
Oh, uh-huh.
Now it's empty. Empty.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Full. Oh my God. Empty. Full.
Full.
Empty. Full. So that's what happened. It's just sloshing.
Slosh.
And it looks like it's full just because it was a fast shutter speed that captures it when it's mid slosh, and you can't really tell that it's sloshing from a distance because it's so sunny outside and bright. You're going to have a shorter shutter speed, which is going to be able to capture that better. So no, it's not AI. It's just slosh. For anyone who was aware of that conspiracy theory, and I do hope that we can put that to bed now since we've explained it.
Well,
that's what's really important to this is once we explain something, or once we being either Keli and I or someone else, once we come up with an ordinary explanation for something, I do not want to see it being promoted as another conspiracy theory, because we have to filter out the BS.
can we agree to that, everybody here? Like, we can all work together, help spread the news. Yeah. I mean, this is how, okay, we're working hard. We know you guys are working hard. We got to like help each other out, because otherwise we will wear ourselves out. And speaking of wearing ourselves out, and someone said, let's see, sloshing around like, oh, wait, hold on. Sloshing around like Kelly's lungs. I know, I'm coughing. And then also, someone said, let's see, Keli, I think you need to put Jordan to bed. He looks very, very sleepy. Yes.
I had to put you to bed the other night because you
I know.
were sick.
I know. Because I was too spun up on working on my.
Because your video got like 50,000 views.
Yeah. If y'all haven't gone to go see it, one more shameless plug. Make sure, please, go watch Erica's Exit on my channel. It'll be worth your 20 minutes of time. I promise.
We still have a guest. I'm being impolite.
No, you're good. I'm just listening. It looks
Yeah.
like everybody's about to fall out and die. So
We've given it our best shot. We thank you so much for being here. I hope you've had fun. Do you have any final thoughts?
I just want to thank y'all for having me on. I appreciate the respectful conversation. Jordan, I do. I disagree with you for now. You know, you could definitely change my mind. Keli, same thing. But I do respect your grind. I respect you trying to figure out what's going on and challenging the things that you don't understand. Keli, double goes for you. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I did not put out the peak performance tonight because I'm so sleepy. I did not do much to persuade. I apologize for that. I will do better in the future. I will convince you later, all right?
I look forward to it, honestly. I look forward to it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here. Thanks everybody for joining us. We really, oh wait, hold on. We had one more super chat just come through. Thank you so much, Adrian Fenton, 93.75 for the $10 super. VHT did a show showing how 36 round is one of 9 types of 30 caliber bullets. That guy played the same semantics when discussing cases in med journals.
Fair.
Wait, who's VHT?
I think she's talking about VHT Valhalla VHT,
Valhalla?
whatever that guy's name.
Valhalla?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is it Valhalla
I'm just
VHT?
guessing.
It must be.
I definitely
I could be wrong.
I mean, I for sure have the video I know of Valhalla shooting the 30-06 like all the way through steel. And, you know, I've used that in my old classic video that I've done about the case. And yeah, I love that video where Valhalla says, see, it'll even shoot through steel. So the case for his steel neck doesn't seem to work, does it?
It's VFT, so maybe it was a typo, but it probably is who they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, VFT Nate. Yeah, that's what the chat's saying. So thank you so much, Adrian, for mentioning that. And it sounds like that's exactly what they were referring to. So thank you very much. Yeah, Adrian said yes, Tim. Thank you so much. Well, we appreciate you guys again so much for the conversation, for hanging out with us this evening. And thank you again.
The full results. 97%.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, please read those out loud. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, I just wanted to bring attention to it. We have a 90% conviction or 97% conviction that we successfully proved there was coordination in the moments before the Big Bang.
Oh, I want to go on record. The 3% is me. I was the 2 in the chat. I had to pump those numbers up a little bit, but you know, we'll get them next time.
So you had to really game the system.
Just a little bit, yeah. It was 100%.
So that was like
me.
voter fraud. So now we're going to be convicting
It's like insider
you.
trading. Yeah, it's insider trading.
convicting you, charging you with voter fraud. Got it.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you for joining us tonight. And cheers, everybody. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.